To everyone, welcome to LTX classes. In this news analysis, we are covering the important UPSC relevant articles from the Hindu, right? So let's have focus on today's articles where it carries the very important editorial articles. Clear? Yes, we can see those right now. So see, the articles are going to be dealt by Srinivas, and this is the date 06/9/2022. Let's not waste our time. We shall focus on our articles. So here you can take our MCQ, that is the question. Consider the following statements. First statement: urea is the most consumed fertilizer by farmers. Clear? And second one, India is the first country to produce liquid nano urea. So see, that is only one, only two, both, and D, none. Clear? So this is why you have seen I have covered in length. So you have to think of this answer, and I encourage everyone to participate in this. Clear? Yes. So this is the question that we have given yesterday, right? So in this, urea is the most consumed fertilizer by the farmer. Yes, the statement is absolutely true, right? Yes, and we discussed in length that is urea is the most consumed fertilizer, and India is the first country to produce liquid nano urea. Yes, this is also true. So this is the reason why the organization IFCO has subscribed for patented, clear, patented products would be given only to those products which are a new fresh inventions, right? So this is important. And when you check the articles, so here we are dealing about C, only one, only two, and both, none. So the option is C. Of course, both is the answer. Clear? Good. So let's check out the article, that is the public health need not be led by the doctors alone. So this article is very important from GS to social justice. In GS 2 we have something that is called social justice. In social justice we generally read about the concept of public health and health in general. Clear? So all the health related topics are very important for us. So what is the intention of the article? The intention of the article is public health need not be led by doctors alone, which means it requires lot of people for the caring, prevention and everything. We shall deal in a detailed way, don't worry. So first of all, it is asking the public health. So first of all, health can be generally divided into the private health and the other one as the public health. So health is divided into private health and public health. First of all, what is the meaning of private health? If you are taking the treatment in the private hospitals, it is called the private health. But if you are taking the care and everything from the government hospitals, it is called public health. Generally, private health means the hospitals which are of in private nature takes care of the patient only and who are affordable. But public health does not only stays in taking care of the people, it would take care of the people who are unable to pay for the corporate hospitals. They also not only take the interest in the care of the people, but also the disease surveillance, the disease prevention, the disease finding of the sequences, genetic sequences, everything. Are you getting? So the role of public health won't be sustained or restricted only towards providing proper health care to the people. It goes beyond to the importance of the public. So in this article we shall go in dealing about the importance of public health. First of all, we shall go the dealing of the scope of public health, the definition of public health, and after that we shall deal something that has written in this article. So see, I'm clearly explaining these things, and I just want everyone to go through the article once, or you can simply listen my article with proper concentration. Why? Because the concept of public health takes crucial role in our examination, and there might be heavy chances of asking these type of questions during these pandemic situations like COVID, and even the rise in number of cases related to monkeypox, right? So take care of this. If you check the scope of public health, the scope of public health is related and is enlarged into these things. Clear? First one, surveillance is very important, and it is the duty of public health. Public health professionals generally concentrate on the collecting the samples from here and there from the public sanitary films, because always generally the presence of the dangerous viruses and bacteria could be found only through proper surveillance mechanism. So in public health the scope is very important related to the surveillance part, and after that surveillance part it is very important to have the regular monitoring of the sequences. Means, see, you have to monitor the working of public health professionals, the monitoring of their research work, the monitoring of the sample collection, everything. So monitoring at the high level is very important in public health, and post the analysis part is also very required one. Clear? So the analysis of public health is very important. And next, the outbreaks are also very important. If you are taking the importance of public health, generally it is the obligation of the government to take care about the medical needs of the general public in sense, right? So the medical care responsibility is on the government. So outbreaks means diseases generally spread in great number, so those we generally call as the outbreaks, like COVID outbreak, so and so. Clear? And next, disease prevention is also one of the most important scope and aspect of public health. Generally private people does not concentrate on disease prevention, rather medical hospitals generally concentrates on disease clearance only. Clear? And next, communication is very important. Communication part helps in transferring the information from the low level to high levels. So communication plays crucial role. Next, emergency preparedness. Clear? It is the obligation of the state to provide the emergency services, and it should be very prepared in early to take care of the crisis situations. So emergency preparedness should be done. And recovery, so what is this recovery? The recovery of people, clear, from the various diseases. So it is the obligation of the state to maintain the health status of the people in a very good condition. So generally taking care and getting them recover and making them more nutritious and sustainable to various diseases is the duty of the state that generally it has to take. And next, the public health is going to be dealt in the conditions of environment. Why? Because often generally people get the diseases because of poor environmental conditions. Clear? So proper environmental health is the duty of the state. Because of pure health hygiene environment, the occurrences and the chances of diseases to the people is very low. And next, research. This is one of the very important one. Why? The researches regarding various diseases and bacteria is the duty of the state. Why? Because it holds the main obligation of medical care. So with proper research about diseases, it can clearly find out whether there could be vaccines or there have the possible drugs to deal the diseases, right? So these are very important, clear. And next we should also take care of the health promotion one, clear. So health promotion is the most crucial one. Health should be promoted, clear. Regarding public health, they have to take care of health promotion, clear. Health is very important one. So these are main things that I just go with the public health. After this you should know, I think you have got the scope of public health, right? So now please concentrate on the definition of public health. So first of all, what is the meaning of public health? Public health, here I am referring as PH. Public health is defined as the science is defined as the science of protecting, clear, the science of protecting the safety, the science of protecting the safety and improving the health of communities, and they have to go for the education, they have to go for the disease prevention, they have to go for recovery. So clear. So all these are very important part and parcel of public health. Are you getting? When you check for the definition, it is the science of protecting the safety and improving the health of communities. So here the health of the communities as a whole is the crucial one, rather treating or making individual who are affordable to pay for the disease clearances. Are you getting? I think you got the main intention of the public health, right? So let's focus on the article where it has clearly explained the thing of public health. Clear? Yes. When you observe the things, it clearly says it is common that the health services at the national level or state level or at least in district level are generally taken the positions by the great surgeons who have done their degrees in very great universities or so, clear. But if you observe them after their the thing of academics, they generally take care of private health positions only, rather taking the training in the public health, right? So these are efficient persons, they generally treat in hospitals but never bother about the public health, clear. So we can observe the suboptimal representation of public health professionals in the advisory bodies, clear. So this is the reason, with no proper training about public health, these experts provide advices without checking the ground level reality. Why? Because at ground level there could be many people who would work on the safety and the disease prevention of the people. They might be having some issues in ground level implementation, but the orders from the above higher levels would generally take care of all the things. So there is a clear misgap and miscommunications between both these personnels, clear. So public health, see, generally these things happen because generally people think that public health does not require the specific competencies or the qualities, so that they think anyone can do this without any formal training. But this is an absolute false belief that everyone holds, is the opinion of author, clear. So here author says there exists a poor understanding in the public health part. So public health is an essentially, it's a multidisciplinary one, clear. So which means different things to the different people. So even within the public health we have poor understanding of it. How he says? He says clearly, central government recent guidelines generally specify only a person who holds at least MBBS degree could be called as the public health specialist, clear. So author is telling about referring the central government guidelines about only a person who holds MBBS degree is the person called as the public health specialist. Clear? The public health specialist. Then author is asking, then what about the ground level health workers like ASHA workers, like auxiliary nurse midwives, ANMs, and multi-purpose workers from different cadres? So he is asking, it is wrong to take the belief of only MBBS students who should be called as the public health specialist. Rather, we should also consider these ground level workers as public health specialists. Clear? So we have this misconception is the opinion of the author. Further, it also says that the discipline in public health sector is very important. Clear? So he says all those who work for the center and the state are public sector health workers, but they are not doing the public health. So public health involves some 4 criteria, he says. Clear? Regarding 4 criteria, he says, as health workers have no training in public health, they fail to provide their full intention in the service part. Clear? So asking them to be a part of public health cadre. Clear? Yes. Clear? So this is what the author is referring for. Clear? So the grassroots level service providers should also be included, and these people should not be considered as small in public health system. Clear? So it is important to understand that public health is a separate profession with specific set of competencies. Clear? With specific set of competencies. So here the author is asking to go with the part of 4 A's, and we also concentrate on these 4 A's. First A is nothing but the academics part. Clear? I will come, don't worry, wait. So it is the academics part, and the second one is about the activism part, and the third one is about the administration one. Clear? The third one is about the administration one, and fourth one is all about the advocacy. Clear? The advocacy. When you see 4 A's, academics, activism, administration, and advocacy, it clearly says these describe the public health work. Academy refers that a good understanding of the evidence generation. Regarding, you should have the good understanding about the epidemiology. So what is the meaning of epidemiology? Studying about diseases is called epidemiology, and after that here, see, it is not only the part of studying of diseases, but also analyzing the biostat. See, all the information collected regarding the biology, the biostatistics needs to be clearly understood. Clear? And these competencies are very important for monitoring and evaluating the programs. See, are you getting? See, we have discussed in the scope of public health regarding the monitoring and the evaluation part, right? So the evaluation and the monitoring is very important, and surveillance part and data interpretation is the important one that needs to be taken care. And next, it is the part of the academics only. So academics should generally be considered as the brain in public health infrastructure. Are you getting? So if you take the public health as a body, in that the academics acts as the brain part. Clear? So public health after that links with the activism. So when we take the academics as brain, the activism part is of heart. So generally heart works with the process of social change. Heart works with the process of doing some service to the society. Clear? So activism is very core to the public health. Public health requires the social mobilization at the grassroots level, so that the community needs to understand, the community needs to be properly organized to help in changing their social and their cultural behaviors, so that the health needs of the people should be properly understood by the community, and proper rectifying measures about their behavioral changes should be done at the grassroots level only. Are you getting my intention? Yes. And next, this is the part of administration. Administration refers to the administering the health system at different levels. Clear? From the public health centers, PHCs, from the primary health centers to at the national level, administration is very important. This includes the implementation, the managing health programs and human resources issues, the supplies and the logistics issues. So for proper administration, micro planning is important, team building is important, leadership is important. Clear? So a good understanding of the principles of organizational management and health administration is key for acquiring the competencies. Clear? And the final function is related to the advocacy part. So advocacy deals with that one can do at an individual. Clear? So there should be a communication with the key stakeholders to change the status quo at different levels of government. Clear? So this require the clear part of analysis and clear set of actions, and we should also aware of good communication and negotiation skills to go with the part of public health. So the related subjects that needs to be taken care is the health policy, the health economics and the health advocacy part and the global health part. All should be done simultaneously to have proper the functionalities. These four functionalities can be applied to any specific or general problems such as the environment, the nutrition or the infectious diseases part. Clear? So super specialization is very important, and you know the pandemic management requires the all four competencies in equal measure. It is not that if one person is superior in academics, he also goes simultaneously equal importance with activism. One should not think so. We have to take the people and provide proper training by giving the equal importance to all these core competencies. So here author is also saying that it is not the thing that we should expect all these for everyone. So what we have to provide? We have to provide proper training to the health care professionals, and that is mainly related to public health care professionals. So training in these competencies in India is provided through a 3-year. He is asking there should be a 3-year MD program, 3-year MD program in community health. Clear? Are you getting? Community health or community medicine, and it requires a 2 years master's program, a 2-year master's program in public health. Clear? A 2 years master's program in public health. So if you see, the first one should be exclusively reserved for the doctors. Clear? And the second one should be open for non-medical persons, which means that in addition to classroom training, public health trainees are posted in communities and at different levels in the health system, so that such exposure helps them to put all the above four competencies in a integrated way, and the trainees would also develop the long-term perspective and can understand the whole crux of the public health system. Clear? So he is asking even the non-core public health professionals should come by taking 2 years master's program. And see, generally we can understand the people who are coming from the non-health background would show they have greater activism towards doing something to the society. So we have to take leverage of their people at the grassroots level. So none of the four core public health functions need a medical qualification, right? So the training method above has nothing to do with the human body. Clear? Right? So the clinical disciplines, it does not divide humans into organs or system. So proper medical training inculcates all the qualities that we are discussed here, and these needs to be properly leveraged for better outcomes. So if you observe from history, we generally go, our public health needs a medical college driven approach, but rather a medical college driven approach, a public health professional and this core competency driven approach is required. Clear? So many doctors and other professionals work at the grassroots level. They have to develop a good sense of public health. Clear? So these skills are very much required to clarifying or to putting some criteria about public health. Clear? So the quality or the criteria that you are discussing about a public health profession should not be on academics only. It should provide, they should hold these core competencies. Clear? So it is critical that health professionals and the government and the public recognize the public health as a specific set of competencies and has to give importance to the persons who deserve this. Clear? So there is also a need to look at the quality of public health training that we are providing today. So those who will attract the best and the brightest people into this discipline is very important for our nation's health. So this is one lesson that we should learn from our pandemic management. Clear? So he is asking, even at the pandemic level, to control all these things, we just require these important core things. Clear? Yes. See the next article. It is funding the public education. Clear? Here they are speaking about the funding pattern of the public education system. So this is being the 75 years of independence, education plays crucial role, right? So the part of education generally covers in our GS2 polity. Clear? GS2 polity. And within the 75 years we have not achieved a great in our education system. Clear? So, and contrary to that, recently the Minister of Education at the central level has passed few lines which says that universities must be funded only by the government. Clear? So the idea of funding for the universities is going to be relied only on the central government. This idea and approach should be cleared out. These are the views of Ministry of Education. So his remarks of idea of funding should not only be done by government, which shows that the participation of general public is required, and every time you should not focus on only the ministries for everything. You should not focus on only on the part of government. It is by the people also. They have to take the responsibility and they have to go for some funding. Means they have to go for education either in government institutions by funding, or they can join the private universities. Is that so? Is these the words that the minister is speaking? Yes, he is saying that the idea of pure funding for the institution by the government should be resolved, should be waived off. Clear? So his remarks, generally many persons of you might be see many think tanks who generally speaks against the government or who generally criticizes the government, who goes on critical views with the government, they are simply saying that it is coming with the principles of 2017. In 2017, government has come with general financial rules. General financial rules. In general financial rules, it encourages all autonomous bodies. It says all autonomous bodies, they have to maximize the generation of money from internal resources. Are you getting here? They have to maximize the generation of resources internally. Are you getting? which means that internal generation of resources should be done by the institutions like autonomous body. What are autonomous bodies? Bodies which take their own decisions for the administrative things are called autonomous body. For example, if I say election commission, if I say union public service commission, these are autonomous body. So government is asking these bodies to raise their revenues from their own sources and asking these bodies should become self-sufficient. Clear? Self-sufficient. They should not always rely on the government for providing funding. Clear? So this is the general financial rules of 2017. So here also the minister opines that it is the universities could also be called as the autonomous institutions, and right now universities have also needs to be used the resources that it possesses to raise the revenue and has to become self-sufficiency. These are the views of the minister. But when you carefully observe, is that minister is asking our universities to concentrate on fundraising or generating income rather teaching to the students, right? So it should not be. Clear? So the teacher obligation should be to imbibe the knowledge to the students and not to raise income for the institution. Clear? So this should be the goal. But here it seems that the central government clearly want to relieve out from its obligations. Clear? So the minister remarks was shocked by many people. Clear? So why? Because recently government of India has come with National Education Policy of 2020. Clear? National Education Policy of 2020. The public system should be based on the vibrant democratic society, right? So these are the words of Home Minister. Home Minister says national education policy is important. Why? Because public education system is very important for the survival of vibrant democracy. So one time the Home Minister says so, and the other time the Education Minister says the funding for the universities should not only be relied on the central government. So the national education policy's goal and vision, it says that it has to promote the accessibility. The goal of national education policy is to promote the accessibility, promote the equity, and promote the part of inclusion through a range of measures, including the greater opportunities for outstanding public education. Clear? So here the author is also saying that there is no adequate funding for our public institution. Public funding is absent for the public institutions. Even see, the national education policy is asking for the implementation of few things, like to go for implementation of spending 6% of GDP on education. The 6% of GDP in education was recommended by, in 1968, there is Kothari Commission. This Kothari Commission recommended for 6% spending of GDP for education. Even the same was reiterated, means restressed in 1986 policy also, and even in review of this policy in 1992 also, it recommended to go for expenditure of 6% of GDP. But if still this is the case, what is the spending of our government? A government of India is spending less than 2% of GDP. Clear? So it clearly says that there is a requirement of 6% of GDP by the both center and the state. Clear? So extreme critical for achieving this 6% is extremely critical for achieving the high quality and equitable public education system, where, see, if you want to become India as a rich in economy, rich in socio-cultural perspective. Clear? Socio-cultural perspective, if you want the nation to become intellectually self-sufficient and intellectually progress and growth. For these things, 6% of GDP spending is very much important. These are the words of the author, clear. So he says that Kothari Commission recommended for even for higher education at least 2% spending is required. Even for higher education 2% is required. But then what is our present government expenditure regarding higher education, clear? So the data I am going to provide is only for higher education. Kothari Commission recommended for 2%, that is this 1968 commission. But see, present government spending in 2010. In 2010 it used to spend 0.86%, but right now it is spending 0.52. Means rather than to increase, it has reduced its spending, clear? It is 0.52. But if you see, this is of both center plus state. But in 2010, the central government, the only central government expenditure is 0.33, and this has come to 0.16. Are you getting? In 2020 means the reduction is only of center's share. Means here it is center plus state, here it is only of center, which means states have absolutely maintained their spending at least on higher education. Rather, central government reduced it from 0.33% to 0.16%. So you might ask, sir, central government might have done all these things as its revenue resources were dried up. No, actually the revenues for the central government by the time of 2010 is 7 lakh crores, but right now it holds 22 lakh crore. The revenue receipt for the central government in the year 2020 is 22 lakh crore. So it has seen a threefold increase in its receipt, but its part of education spending has come drastically, clear? So higher education overall receipt during this period has come down. It is clearly saying that for higher education, the union government expenditure have seen the decline from 2.6% of its revenue receipt to somewhere around 1.85% of its revenue receipt. So these are clearly the misappropriation or the moving out of its obligation by the central government. So it is asking the consequences even for privatization, clear? It clearly says that higher education in India is already highly privatized. Most private education institutions are running on self-financed basis. Means they are recovering their full fees from the students who are studying there, clear? So when private institutions are taking the money, it is the obligation on the central government to provide higher education with good quality at cheaper and affordable prices or even for free, clear? So the thrust for resource mobilization, internal revenue generation, and the cross subsidization and resource use efficiency, cost reduction and cost accelerated recovery and enhanced user charges may further increase this trend, clear? So private people based on these things, they are collecting huge amounts from the students, clear? So this is the substantial increase in fees from the students can be seen from the private institution. So the idea that higher education could be funded fully by the students or their parents out of their savings or through bank borrowings is grossly misplaced. Means the author clearly saying that, as it is saying only central government should not fund, does it mean that students have to go for borrowings in the education loans as such in the banks and they have to pay for the institution? Is it the ministry is speaking for? Is the question of the author. So he says, yes, national education policy envisages for higher education to be enrollment has to be double, clear? So it is saying that the the gross enrollment ratio for the rich people, the gross enrollment ratio for the rich people is 100% as of now. So if rich people are enrolling 100%, then it is only the poor people who are unable to enroll in their for their education in university level, right? So if these things has to happen, then the funding should be definitely by the central government, or at least by the both center and state. Why? Because the author is saying, when the nation is struggling with 62% people are taking rations, when 62% people are taking rations, then how can you expect these people to put their money in universities for their education, where they charge the higher fees? Where? So it is clearly saying that no nation would want to deprive that the poor people should move out of their higher education qualities. So higher education in India may have had its failings, but it has served the nation well. Clear? So critical role in sustaining the 2.8 trillion economy, and even India wished to become the $5 trillion economy. To achieve the $5 trillion economy, it is purely the obligation part of the central government to go for investing in higher education. So the funding in the higher education should only be the obligation of central government. So you have observed this, right? So at last we are going to have some question on this, and these articles are very important, right? Yes. And check this article. Scientists remain skeptical about how nano urea benefits the crops. The article is very important from GS3 economy. Clear? GS3 economy. First of all, and this is also important from GS1 geography. Clear? GS1 geography. If you see both, we can clearly observe that, see, for any plant or for example for any organism, for growth it requires some nutrients, right? It requires some nutrients. Those nutrients for every plant or organism, it might be of very great in nature, clear, or it might be very small in nature, clear. So the nutrients for the plants are called the fertilizers. We generally divide as the micronutrients and the macronutrients. Macronutrients are nutrients which are required in high proportion. Micronutrients are nutrients which require in very minute in content, clear. So micronutrients are very important. And if you see the fertilizer importance to plants, the plants can only survive with the proper supply of nutrients, clear, with this proper supply of the nutrients. These fertilizers are also very important, clear. So the fertilizers are the part and parcel of the nutrients. So in this case, these generally they come the importance of the NPK, clear. So first of all, what is the meaning of N? N means nitrogen, and P means the phosphorus, and K means potassium. So what is the meaning of potassium? Potassium is the scientific name as the kalium, so that is why it is often represented as K. So for any plant growth, NPK quantity is important, and in this NPK, N requires greater in number than P, K, clear. N requires greater in number for a plant for the proper growth of the plant, clear. So that is the reason why everyone give importance to nitrogen. Nitrogen helps in creating the basic building blocks of the cells. Are you clear? So NPK ratio is very important. So what is the NPK? So in nitrogen, what we presently using as urea is the nitrogen. And what is there in phosphorus? In phosphorus, we generally write as DAP. DAP means diammonia phosphate, clear. Diammonia phosphate. And potassium, we have something that is called MOP. MOP means muriate of potash. Muriate of potash. So I think you observed this. In NPK, nitrogen is called the urea, the phosphorus is called DAP, and the potash is called muriate of potash. Those three are the important macronutrients for the growth of the plant. Clear? So these are the very important plant nutrient growth fertilizers. So here it is asking the importance of nitrogen. If you take nitrogen, in India we does not have important reserves to supply the enough required nitrogen by the farmers. What we generally do? We generally import. Clear? So the article is saying we generally import somewhere around 90 lakh tons. We import something around 90 lakh tons, which carries the amount of the 40,000 crores. Are you getting the importance of 40,000 crores? So the importing things are very crucial. Clear? So 90 lakh tons, which carries the great in number. Clear? So the import value needs to be come down to help the present day government. So on seeing all these things, government organization, or there is one cooperative society that is called the IFFCO. Clear? This is farmers, Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited. Clear? So this is a patented one. Why? Because IFFCO has come with one product that is called liquid nano urea fertilizer. Clear? Liquid nano urea fertilizer. This is a patented product of IFFCO. Clear? Why? Because this is the first time that, see, so it generally says it takes very less amount of liquid nano urea fertilizer. The relevant data shows that for conventional fertilizers, it is of 45 kgs of nitrogen. The conventional 45 kgs of nitrogen would be definitely supplemented with half liter of liquid nano urea fertilizer. Clear? So it is simply saying that, so they take very less amount. Clear? They take only very little amount of the application, 45 kgs of nitrogen. So this is very important for the government. Why? If you observe government pattern of nitrogen, they generally gives huge subsidy. For example, if you take the bag of nitrogen, it costs somewhere around 1000 rupees, but the subsidy government is providing 800 rupees. So the ultimate farmer is paying only 200 rupees, as he is getting the nitrogen, which is very important for the growth of a plant. He is using at his own wish, which means that he is purchasing n number of bags to apply for the plants. So if farmers are able to get shifted from these conventional fertilizers of nitrogen to half liter of nano urea liquid, it would be very cost effective for the government. Why? Because regarding subsidies, they are paying huge in number. Clear? Yes. So the conventional shift to modern one is very important. Clear? So if you see, plant needs nitrogen to make protein, and they source almost all of it from the soil bacteria which lives in a plant's roots, and they have the ability to break down atmospheric nitrogen or that from chemicals such as urea into form usable by plants. For example, see, for rice it requires 20 kg of nitrogen, and for maize it requires 20 kg, and for other things it might need 30 kg of nitrogen, or for example any of the thing. For example, to produce 1 kg of wheat grains, it requires 25 kg of nitrogen. Clear? So that is the reason, as conventional urea requires much in number, the obvious shift towards the liquid nano urea fertilizers are cost saving. But when you see, scientists remain skeptical about the nano urea benefit. It generally says the average increase of production of urea is 7 percentage. If you have seen 7 percentage, the average growth, it is the average growth of 7 percentage. So these are very important, these are very important to understand the topics and things. Clear? Yes. So check the mains based question. Public health service requires more than academics knowledge. Clear? So it is comment 150 words at 10 marks for the question I am asking for. Clear? So this is today's mains based question, and I encourage everyone to go with the question. So now check our MCQ, that is, see, consider the following statements. Consider the following statement. So the first statement, as of now both center and state spending more than 6% in education with respect to GDP. Clear? With respect to GDP, it says both center and state is spending 6%. And second statement says center is spending more on higher education than states. Clear? So you have to take, see, first one, that is the option only one, B only two, C that is both, and D none. Clear? So I have explained the article in detail, so that's why I wish everyone to answer this question. See, today if you want to go with this, if you want to daily practice such questions in the class, and you are absolutely welcome to our new course, that is the ultimate current affairs course for UPSC. Clear? So this would act as one-stop solution for your current affairs preparation. When I say whole current affairs preparation, it includes both prelims plus mains. This is the product of LTX classes, where we are going to cover the both prelims and mains perspectives in the class. So we are going to discuss the MCQs curated one from the Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, down to earth and live meet for the prelims. Means we are going to frame the MCQs questions on behalf of you. We are not going to copy from any of the source, so you can check the legitimacy of our classes. Clear? So, and we are going to cover Yojana and Kurukshetra, which are important for mains perspective, and we have also started the monthly compilation PDFs, and we will give the weekly quizzes for you. You can participate on it, and you can go for monthly grant test, and you can also go for revision series before the prelims. Clear? So we are offering all these things for the price of 10,000? No. For inaugural offer, we are providing it at the price of 5,000. Sir, is this 5,000 per month? No. This is for the lifetime validity. If you pay 5,000, then it is for the lifetime validity. You are going to get these things. Are you getting? So for the simple 5,000 rupees, you are going to get the unlimited benefit as such. Clear? So if you want to contact, if you want to join in this course, you can call to this number. This is 789-389-9553. So you can call to Pratyusha ma'am, and you can give your whereabouts, and if you are interested in joining the course, and if you want to go for daily regular practice of questions and weekly tests and monthly grant tests, this is the best opportunity that you can avail at the very affordable prices. Clear?